Hey y'all, I know it's been a minute since I talked to y'all, and look, I know it looks crazy, but I figured I've got something I want to talk to y'all about, and I figured I'd let you get ready with me as I get ready for work this morning. And I know I look clown crazy right now, okay? I did my eyebrows already. Trust the process. Anyway, it's not about the makeup. I'm just gonna let y'all be with me while I get my face on, because I want to share something with you. And it's like, it's like they say, there's no testimony without a test. So, um, for God to get the glory, I have to be fully transparent with you guys about my struggles, which is hard for me. As a person, as just a regular person with struggles, I wouldn't do this because I don't like to let people in on things that I have going on. Because it's always my personal battles, and if I feel like it you can't help, or it's just going to bring you down or whatever, I keep it in. But this is something I want to share with you guys because it brings him glory. So I have the strength to share this because the ultimate end game is his glory. Okay. So I haven't made a video in a long time. And my mom, I was in here struggling last night. I had the night off or whatever. I was in here by myself. And I've been struggling. And I just been keeping it to myself, like, because what I want to share with you, sometimes slipping away from God, it isn't I don't think, for most people, nobody just wakes up and they're like, I'm going to put God on a shelf and just do me. It's a slow thing. And that's what I want to share with you guys. It's a slow thing. All right, let me get where I was at. All right. Eyebrows done. Primer on my eyes. Okay, I'm back where I was at. All right, so anyway, and my mom is not a night owl. I am because I work that third shift type of life. And, but she just happened to come in here at like 2 a.m. and she was awake. And, after we got talking, realized that the Lord had laid something on. She felt real sad. She was carrying something, and she just felt moved to come here and talk to me. And if you know me, like I said, I don't open up about things. So my mom, because I'm her child, has learned, she doesn't try to pry with me or overstep, nothing like that. She waits for me to talk to her. But something just pushed her to come talk to me. And y'all know if you're blessed enough to have a mom in your life, sometimes it's that hand on your shoulder, are you okay? And it just makes you break down. You're just like, oh my God, my life. So anyway, but it kind of happened like that. But what it brought out, I told Mom, I said, I know the things that would make me feel better, because I'm going to try not to make this too long, but like, it is and I told her what's going on with me, and she was like, you need to share that because you may not be the only one, or people need to hear that because there's no testimony without a test. And there may be other people that have gotten out, that are going, they have got their life clean, got their life together, but are going through what you're going through. So that's why I'll share this with you. So like I said, there wasn't a point over the past month or two that I woke up and was like, bump God. It's not how it happens. But at some point, I stopped praying in the mornings before my feet hit the floor. I stopped reading my devotion. I stopped opening my Bible. Instead, I woke up stressing about what I was going to be doing at work, or what struggles I had going on, and you would think, like, talking to you about it right now, you would think, okay, but you have told other people about the importance of a relationship with God, Tiffany. How can you have preached that to other people, and then you wake up and you're dealing with the stress of life and you don't turn to him? Like, it's a slippery slope, like they say, but it's a gradual, I didn't realize that I had just decided I'm going to do me. I got this. God, I appreciate it. I got this. And I had taken the wheel again. I didn't realize until I have been feeling uh like I haven't, no relapse. Drugs isn't the issue here. What I want to share is that I haven't slipped into drugs, but that the feeling is the same. It is a feeling of feeling sick physically because of stress and anxiety and depression has come back, of spiritually, and not hearing from him, and hearing that voice that's like, well, you've been too long now. You ain't talked to him in so long. Like, how do you even get back to that? What, uh, I told Mom, I said, it's like if you ain't called a friend in a long time and they love you because they wouldn't turn their back on you, right? These things. But the picking up the phone, you could hold the phone in your hand and you want to call them, but you don't even know where to start because you messed up, and so you put the phone down and you go even longer without talking to that person, which makes it worse, but because you don't know what to say, you know? Uh, so that's kind of, to put it into terms about how I felt about trying to get back, is how it's felt. And so I was talking to Mom about it, but it's a not guarding what I've poured into my brain. It's not seeking him. And he never left me. It just like I said, it was a gradual thing of, I'm gonna, I've got this, I don't, and maybe it's not just me, but maybe part of it is, in recovering and going through this journey of, my whole life falling apart and trying to get back. I've learned a lot about myself that even when I was sober, I didn't realize. There's things I do as a person that I don't open up, that I shut off, that I don't want to burden people with my problems. I keep it to myself. So then when I decide that I'm just going to handle things, that's how I treated God too, because I didn't want to bother him, kind of, like, because my mom, over the past month or two would say, hey, well, have you talked to God about it? And she's 100% right. Never wrong on it. But there's something inside me that almost rolled my eyes like, well, are you serious? Like, I know what he can do. I'm sitting here living proof of what he can do. But there would be something in me, or Mom would be like, well, you want me to pray with you? And it wasn't that I didn't want her to. I'd be like, well, I got to go to work. I ain't got time. No. But there was something in me that's like, and I didn't recognize it at first. Like, who turns down prayer? Like, what? And then, so it came to me today. We hear that if you go to church, if you church, you've heard the scripture, I'm misquoting it. It's then there's something about, you've been to church, you've heard it said, that we're in the world, but not to be of the world. And in theory, that sounds, yeah, that's right. We don't want to be like the world, blah, blah, blah. But what I wanted to share is the finding the balance, because we have to be in this world. I have to work. I have to have a job. I have to deal with people. I have to be in the world. But I have to find a balance of being in the world, but not allowing myself to go back into old comfortable ways of being like the world. Because we don't do that. And I lost that, and I realized last night, my mom talking with me, that I knew gradually I haven't been feeling good. And like I said, I share this with you guys because he gets the glory. I told my mom last night, I just cried. I told her, I said, it's not a temptation of me running back to drugs. I'm not doing that. But the thoughts, I said, I've worked so hard and come so far for my brain to be back where it used to be. Uh, my anxiety be off charts. Depression is back bad. I don't want to get up. I don't want to deal. I don't want to, um, that has come back. And recently, like suicidal thoughts. Now I'm okay, but what I'm telling you is you can't help what you think. But it's what I have poured into my head, it's situations I've allowed myself to be in, it's what I have surrounded myself with. What I. Not bad. I've been around sober people. I haven't allowed myself to be around drugs, but sometimes it's more than that. Because if the adversary can't get you with that anymore, he's not going to get me in a trap house. Tiffany's not going there. But there's other ways to get you mentally and spiritually right back to that dark place. And it didn't take no drugs. Right back to me feeling like last night I rode to Walmart by myself and I just needed to get out because I felt like, ugh, and I was sitting in the parking lot and just that little voice of nothing's going nowhere. Your life's not going nowhere. Your court stuff, they still ain't put a date on it. It's still up in the air. Like you spent almost 2 years getting your life together and the case still ain't got dealt with. You're no closer to talking to your daughter because you've still got this stuff pending over your head. Nothing's moving. You're stagnant. You might as well give up. You might as well give up. It'd just be easier. If you weren't here, it'd just be easier. That's what I heard last night. That's what was in my head. We cannot help what we think. But that voice ain't from God. Because I have allowed, I did it to myself. The music I've poured into myself, the things I've allowed myself to, old habits to get back into, your old mindsets. People acting a certain way, those people, it's that attitude, that whole, it's not acting out of love. It's not seeking him. It's not my joy gone, my peace gone. Like I said, depression back. These thoughts, all these things, because I got away from the source, the light, the source, because he is life and everything outside of him is not. And if it can happen to me, so I share that with you for you to take it. Maybe somebody needs to hear it. Maybe somebody's feeling that, but it's a gradual thing. It's a gradual thing. And I'm just so thankful, that he laid there on my mom's heart to come talk to me last night. That because I told her, I had my hands on the kitchen table. And I'm just crying. And I said, I can't do this. I'm mentally not okay. And I told her about the thoughts and what's going on. And I was like, I'm just been holding it in because I don't want to burden her. She's my mother. I don't have many people I can reach out to. And then I just don't. I said, Mom, I feel crazy. Like I may have to go back to the doctor. Like I'm not okay. I'm not okay. And she's like, you've got to start reaching back out to him. You've got to open your body. And she's 100% right. But like I told her, I said, how do I start again? Because I had that fire when I came home. And along the way, I've lost it. How do I get it back? How do I just talk to him when I ain't talked to him in so long? So I went to bed with that. All right. And I woke up this morning. And this is what I want to share with you guys. I woke up this morning and his blessings and his forgiveness and his mercy renews every day. I was talking to a friend, and a friend had texted me, and I asked them what they're doing, blah, blah. I just woke up. And they were on their lunch break. And they sent me a picture of them on their lunch break. You know, I'm on my lunch break, chilling. Okay. In the background of the picture, the point is that in the background of the picture, because they took a picture of their lunch, whatever, their 2-piece and a biscuit. But the point is, in the background of the picture, though, not the main focus, but I saw they had their Bible open, propped up, you know, so they had their lunch, they had their Bible open. And they had some notes right there. It is like God showed me. It is, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. But he spoke to me in that, you know. And I told my friend, I was like, look at you with 2-piece and a biscuit. I said, but look at you, got your word open and everything. And they said, got to stay strapped up. That's what my friend told me, got to stay strapped up. And I was like, that, yes, that. And I literally, y'all, looked up at the ceiling and was like, I see you, Jesus. I see you, Jesus. I see you and I hear you and I've missed you. And this morning, so before my feet hit the floor, I just talked to him. And I told him how sorry I was that. And I just talked to him and I asked him, Lord, I am sorry I tried to take the wheel, but I can't do this without you. Can't. Don't want to. Because there's only life in you. I said, so Lord, please don't let your Holy Spirit inside me be snuffed out, be choked out, let it rule my day over this and this. I want to see him in everything like I used to. I want to hear from you, Lord. And that's what I told him. That's what I want because there's only life in him. So it is a slow process. And sometimes we have to check ourselves, like, where are we at? What voice is speaking in our head? And like I said, it's a little embarrassing to share that after everything I've seen in my life, in other people's lives, after everything, that I could still get to a point where I allowed myself I allowed the world around me that I didn't get high off of drugs, like I said, but I got almost like getting high off the world. It's the same feeling because I was just doing me. I'm still going to work. I'm still sober. You know, I'm not doing anything illegal, but I had allowed I allowed myself to get high off the world. And it has made me feel sick and tired and lost. And this morning, I wake up. I get that image, of somebody out there showing me that it can be done that way, the right way. I get that image. I saw that picture of my friend with their Bible open on their lunch break, strapped up, as they said. And then I talked to God this morning. And it is like a physical weight is off my chest this morning. I was sitting here playing my makeup, and instead of listening to what I've been pouring into myself, I was like, let me turn on my God music. And it has just, a weight has been lifted off of me today. In this moment, right here, right now. And like I said, I know I look crazy because y'all know how God does when he lays something on me. It ain't never when I'm put together. I don't care, though. I'm telling you, I don't care. I was like, that's fine. I'll sit my phone right here. I'm looking clown crazy because the process ain't finished. I don't care. I don't care. I don't. Because the weight off my chest and the feeling of love and the feeling of, Tiffany, I'm right here. Is so amazing. And there's nothing, ooh, you can't touch that. You can't find that. Not in a, not in a, not in nothing. Nothing the world has to offer can give you the peace that he can. And that's what I have this morning, a peace. All my problems aren't fixed. My stresses aren't fixed, but he's got it. And he lifted that off my chest. And he's done it so many times before, but I had lost my way. You know, I've made a video before about holding his hand, and sometimes we look up, we're like, oh crap, we done veered off into the woods, you know, and he's standing on the path like. This time, I was so far out, I couldn't even see his light. But he came right back. I called him and he came right back. Here I am. So I didn't finish this because I got to get off here. I can't multitask. I can't talk and finish my makeup. So, you know, but this wasn't about the makeup. It's about sharing that at any point you start to get those thoughts or any thoughts of that, those overwhelming, be careful or recognize what's speaking into your mind. And it's never too late to reach back out to him. It is never too late to reach back out to him, no matter how you feel, no matter if you're that independent person. It's like, I got this. No matter, you know, he knows you, he made you. And I told my mom last night, I said, I'm tired of me. It's not the people around me. I have good people around me. I work with good people. I've got, you know, a good friend in my life. And these are sober people. I'm not surrounding myself with bad people. But it is a mindset. It's what I've allowed, how I've allowed myself to just. So when you get to feeling that way, recognize it. And it is never too late to reach back out to him. It is never too late. Even if, like I said, you're one of them people who don't like to ask people for help, because that's me. That's me. Because he's still there. And I just wanted to give him a shout of praise this morning and share that with you guys. That he's still there. And I love y'all. And I'm going to let you go now because I've talked to you for 24 minutes and I've got to finish this. I love y'all.